Hey everybody, Craig here, CLP Bushcraft. So I'm out in the woods and I was driving around the other day and I was kind of trying to think of ideas for videos to make for y'all for the channel here. And I thought about one, doing a progression of my EDC. So the video I did here a while back, I'll put a thumbnail here, but it was my woods carry versus everyday carry, and the video did really well. And I know a lot of people like watching the everyday carry stuff and seeing what knives and pins and wallets and flashlights and all that kind of stuff. I know I do. So I know it's a real popular subject. And I enjoy it because, like I say, this year I've gotten really more into EDC than than I have been in the past. But I got thinking about doing this video and bringing in items that I used to carry and go through and show how they have evolved to what I'm carrying now. Hence the title of this video, The Evolution of My EDC. So we're going to go through categories. I got to think about, the most popular. Of course, most popular is going to be knives. So I'm going to do my folding knife and fixed blade knife. Then I'm going to go into, which I don't know what order I'm going to do them in yet, but folding knife, fixed blade knife, wallet, flashlight, pin, and multi-tool. So I'm going to go through and show you the involvement of where I was, say, I don't know exactly how far back I'm going with this, like maybe 6, 7, 10 years, maybe. I really didn't do it back then. I really didn't change a whole lot. Like I would keep the same thing for a good while. And, then like more recently that I've kind of more evolved. But yeah, so we're going to redo the camera, set it up where that you got like a bird's eye view of the items so you can see them better. And I'm going to kind of talk about each item and why I have evolved from that item to the next. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, so we're going to start out with flashlights. So when I really started like EDC and flashlights, this is the one that I started using or carrying the most, is a Preon P1. Yeah, Preon P1. And this, I had several different ones of these. And this is one, just not a lot of wire on this one because this is one that I just kept in one of my bags or pouches. I don't know where the other ones are at. But it's a twist turn, and then the more you each twist, it gets brighter and it goes to strobe, and I think it's got SOS. I really can't remember all the functions on it. But really good little EDC flashlight. The only drawback to this light to me was it was the twist light, and it's just a AAA battery. But all in all, I mean, it is a really good flashlight, and it's really light, and it's very easy for EDC. So I progressed from that one to this one, and not actually this one. This one I actually bought fairly recently ago, but it's one of the stream lights, and I can't, goodness. That's weird. It's strobing on the phone, but it's not actually strobing. On low light, it was strobing. I don't know if you picked that up or not. Anyway, all right. So this light is a stream light. It's the micro click, I think it is. And really good flashlight for EDCing. One thing about it is that I liked the clip on it. You can clip it to your cap, the bill of your cap. Of course, it's a tail switch on it, and it's just a rechargeable battery. You just plug it in. So really nice little light, but it's not real bright. Neither is that little Preon. I can't remember how many lumens, like 100, 150, something like that. So I wound up progressing up to Olight, and I've had several of these batten. I had batten 2, several of the batten 2s, and then I got this batten 3. I don't even know if this one is. Nope, it ain't even charged. This is in my drawer. I don't carry it anymore. So this one has the same type of clip where you clip it to your cap. It's a really bright light. Really bright light. I think 1,000 lumens, 1,200 lumens, something like that. It's really bright. Really easy to carry. The only thing about it is it's kind of, you can see it's thicker than this one, or this style of light. So that progressed me on to getting this. And I carry this one for a good while now. It's the arc felt and a really popular light. A lot of people carry this light as an EDC light. It's not that heavy. It's got I like the part because it's got the UV on it, especially like camping and stuff. You can look for scorpions. If you got anything that glows, like ranger eyes and stickers and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I carried this I carried this flashlight for a while, and this is what I was carrying up until my EDC has recently changed now, where I went a little bit more high end on everything. But I progressed from this light to this light, and this one is the Wright Pineapple Mini, and it is a tail switch or tail click, whatever light. It is you can put a AAA in it, but it's got the 10440 batteries, rechargeable batteries. And this one I got, it's all titanium. So hence you'll see, if you looked at the thumbnail of the video, you can see everything is is matched. I guess it's matched. I guess you'd say. So I wanted everything titanium, stonewashed titanium to be exact. So that's why I got this light. I like the light a lot, but my Grail flashlight is one that was a little bit more high end than that. It's pretty high end. It's pretty expensive, but is the CWF Charles Wiggins flashlight, the micro click. And this light is amazing. I absolutely love it. It's got all kinds of different settings you can do with it. It's 650 lumens. It's all titanium, handmade by Charles Wiggins in Georgia. And that's another thing, like having the made in America stuff. I really like being able to carry made in America EDC items. But I wound up getting one of the can't remember what you call the clip, but it's one like the milled clip or whatever for it, versus like the stamped out clip. And yeah, this one is hands down my absolute favorite flashlight that I currently own. And it goes from moonlight to 5%, 15%. That's normally what I keep it on, 15%. 35%, 50%, and 100% is 650 lumens. You can also do strobe with it and bicycle mode, where to kind of like flash on and off. All right, that is the progression or evolution of my EDC flashlights. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so let's talk about pins. So I really didn't EDC a pin per se. I had one at work, of course. I always had to have a pin at work, and I go through just different pins that I had at work, just cheap pins. But I wound up getting one of the Olight pins, and it's the little O pin, and I wound up getting like some little inserts for it. You can get different colors. So I got this one, and I got a green one, and I got to carry it quite a bit. It's a really easy little pin to carry as an EDC pin. And I carried it, and then I don't have one. I have no idea where mine went to I know I lost one, but it was the Fisher Space Pens. And I started EDC and the Fisher Space Pen around the same time I had this one. I'd kind of alternate back and forth. Then I moved up to this, and there's a reason why I went to this one. This is the Polka Pens, and you take the cap off, and it turns into like a full-size pen at that point. But I started carrying this pen, and I had this pen for a while. And I would rotate, like I say, back and forth between these two. But when I got into more EDC this year, I wound up getting more a high-end pen, and this is the Big Idea Designs Titanium Pro pen, Pocket Pro. It's the Titanium Pocket Pro, and it's in stone washed, like you see my flashlight, the Charles Wiggins flashlight, and it's just a twist, and I absolutely love this pen. And I also got another Big Idea Designs pen. It's the Micro Double Click pen, and it's a neat little pen too. I like it, but this one is my favorite. This is what I carry every day now, and this is not just with me at work, but anywhere I go. I mean, you go to the restaurant and sign receipts or whatever. I'd rather use my own pen than using one that's been passed around from people to people. And this pen actually takes a lot of different refills. You can check out Big Idea Designs website for that, but it takes a bunch of different refills that it'll use. But yeah, so that's the pens, and that's, I really didn't do a whole lot of pen carrying, like I say, so up until recently. But we'll show you in just a second of why this pen is more why I went with this pen here. So we'll switch on into now, go into the wallets. I went through a lot of different wallets over the years, and I did a lot of the Maxpedition wallets, went with them. I carried this one probably the most, and I kind of progressed down to a little thinner one, and then even a littler thinner one, and then I was like, okay, I'd rather get a little bit better of a wallet, and Wazoo come out with this wallet, and this is why I went with this pen, because this wallet is made for the Polka pen, and it's a front pocket style wallet, and it's a lot thinner, looks really nice, really good leather, and really good quality wallet. So I went with this wallet for a long time, and just kind of wanted to change. And I kind of had my theme a little bit different. I had most of the stuff in black. And so I wound up getting this wallet, and this is a Lost Dutchman, and I ordered it, and I had my initials put on it. And I carried this wallet, you see, I carried this for a while, until now. I recently went with Rustic Heirloom, who is now Wilder. So this wallet is a Rustic Heirloom wallet, and it's called their Hitchhiker series, and I really like the way that it's set up. You keep money back here in the back. You can keep cards up front. It's just real minimalist, and it has the lanyard on it, which I really like, because I carry it in my front pocket. I quit carrying wallets in my back pocket, so I carry this in my front pocket, and you can kind of, when you reach in your pocket, you can feel the lanyard and just pull it out. This wallet, so the whole theme of everything I have is navy blue and stonewashed titanium. So he doesn't have a navy blue like what I wanted. So this one actually was kind of a light gray color, and I wound up getting dye and dyed it navy blue, and I think it turned out really, really well. Super happy with how it turned out. So it was the perfect color of what I was wanting. It already had the blue stitching in it, so that was a plus. But yeah, amazing quality on these, handmade. Really, really, really like this wallet, and this is my main wallet now. that I use. Okay, moving on to the next. Okay, so multi-tools. So I carried this for many years. The Skeletool by Leatherman. This is the Skeletool CX model. So it's got the reason it is got an upgraded blade. It is 154 cm, and then it's got the carbon fiber inlay there. But yeah, really good multi-tool. I'm just not a huge fan of the clip on this. It's could get pulled out of your pocket fairly easy. It's just not very sturdy on the clip. Not a lot of functions on it. Just it's got the knife, and then you got the bit driver here, and it's got a spare bit that you can keep in the handle here, and then the pliers, of course. But yeah, really good multi-tool. Really, really easy to EDC. Carried that for a long time, and then I wound up, I don't really know where my Cadet's at, but I carried a Cadet that was ALOX scaled. Pretty sure it was black ALOX scaled, but it's somewhere at the house. But I wound up carrying a Cadet for a long time, switched from that to a Cadet, and then wound up getting this one, and this one I still carry, but it's mainly just when I'm in the woods. But this is the Swiss Bianco, I think is how you pronounce it. This is the Lumberjack, and it's got your main blade, like I say. It's got a saw on it, and then it's got this kind of a doubles between a can opener and bottle opener and screwdriver on it. But yeah, I carried that for pretty recently, up until what I'm carrying now. And I wound up going back to a Cadet, but to fit with the theme of everything else, it's got Flitanium, stonewashed titanium scales on this one. But like I said, it's the Cadet, and I prefer carrying the Cadet as just an EDC item over the Lumberjack. Well, mainly it's got the file on it. You can touch up your nail or whatever, or if you get something under it, you can get it out with it. It's got the bottle opener on it with a screwdriver, and then it's got the can opener with a smaller flathead screwdriver, and then it's got your main blade. And I use this knife mainly for food prep. The blade itself, like if I'm somewhere, I want to peel some fruit, or if I'm at a restaurant and want to cut a steak because they got some dull little snake knife there or whatever, I pull this out. So I'll just use that blade mainly for food. But yeah, this is the multi-tool that I'm carrying now. I got a Leatherman I keep in my bag, but as far as on my person, but also I'll add this to it is because it is actually a multi-tool, I would say, but a pry bar. And this pry bar is made by 6G Hardware. The owner, Dusty, really cool, great guy. He hand makes all these up in Arkansas, and it is to resemble the Chris Reeve Unumzon, which you'll see here in a little bit. But it's got the same designs. He also does one that's got the Monkey Edge frag pattern on it, and the Wilson Combat Starburst pattern on it. Then he does some other ones too. But yeah, I really like this one because it matches the Chris Reeve Unumzon. But this is the Little Z. It's titanium. And recently now I have got the bigger brother to it. He just did a drop on these. And this is the Big Z, and it's just a bigger version, and then it's got a bottle opener on it, and then it's got a clip on it where you can clip it to your in your pocket. But really cool. I like this. It's kind of like a fidget factor to it, it's kind of twirling it around and stuff. I like it. But extremely great quality, great craftsmanship on it. These two now I just kind of change it out, depending on what I'm doing or whatever. This one more or less sees more pocket time, and this one's in my bag, but I will carry this one, in my pocket too, depending on, where I'm going and what I'm doing that day or whatever. But yeah, so, got the knives, and then, basically a prying tool to go with it. So that is the evolution of my multi-tools. Okay, so fixed blade knives. So I really didn't for a long time, I didn't EDC a fixed blade knife. I always had a pocket knife with me, but the first one that I really started to EDC in all the time was my LT Wright Next Gen, but it was my Hidden Woodsman Next Gen, and it had a orange Kydex sheath. Well, I wound up selling that knife because the Next Gen that I always used was this one. So this is my LT Wright Next Gen. This one I got in 2021, I think 2020, 2021. I don't remember now. But this was on the Christmas Vault show, or the Christmas, the virtual Christmas show. And this was one of the Pout House knives. It was on the K table. It's not key stamped, but it was on the K table. Yeah, when I seen this knife, I fell in love with it and was so happy that I was able to get this one. So I EDC this one for a while. I've got different sheaths for it. I've got the dangler that it's in right now, but I also got a black sheath that I actually EDC it in, or did EDC it in. Just didn't have the dangler or the fire steel loop. But yeah, so I started to carrying that after the Hidden Woodsman Next Gen. And then in 2023, when I went to Blade Show Atlanta for the first time with JB, and we got to work the LT Wright table. It was an awesome time. First time being at Blade Show Atlanta, and I've been back ever since. But I got this pronghorn key stamp. It's my first key stamp, and it's in this blue dyed bone with the gray, thick gray liners. Anybody that's followed me, seen this knife numerous times. But this is my absolute favorite fixed blade to EDC, and that's the majority of what I EDC for is fixed blades. Now, the other one that I do EDC some now is the Jack Wolf Vampire Jack, or I'm sorry, the Vampire Hunter, not the Vampire Jack. This is off of it's got the design of the Vampire Jack. The Vampire Jack is a folder, but the Vampire Hunter, and it's made by LT Wright Knives. It's in Magna Cut steel. It's got this awesome, cool looking red carbon fiber scales. They only did 15 of these. I picked it up last year at Texas Blade Show. But yeah, this knife is really, really nice. Really like this one. And then it's got the Tailored by Cortez sheath that I had custom made for this one with the red and black. But yeah, I EDC this, but the majority of the time I'm EDCing this pronghorn. The size of it is perfect, and this one I put in my pocket. So if I'm carrying this one, I normally won't have a fixed blade because I have this in my right front pocket. But this one I carry on my hip and just on my belt. And yeah, this one gets the most use out of any of the other ones as far as just a regular everyday carry fixed blade. My LT Wright pronghorn key stamp. Okay, so that brings us now to folding knives. This knife is what I carried for years. I've carried a lot of different folding knives throughout the years. This one, though, saw more pocket time than probably in the other ones after I got it. One, because of the size. It's a big knife, which, I'm a bigger guy. I got big hands. I like a bigger folding knife. But this is the Spyderco G10 Police. They don't currently make this knife, but once I got this one, I carried it for a long time. I wound up getting this titanium pocket clip for it. One, because I broke the one that comes with it, or it came with it. But yeah, really good knife. I carried this thing for years. Until Blade Show Atlanta 2024. And I really wanted a Jack Wolf. I wound up talking to Ben, and after the show started, he had a few of the gunslingers, and he had the titanium scaled one, which is exactly what I wanted because I really like stonewashed titanium in blue. But yeah, he had this one, and I picked this up. I carried this knife for all of a year up until this past Blade Show, Atlanta. But this is what was in my pocket, and really like the knife. Love it. I mean, it's fidgety. It's amazing quality. It's great, but I wanted a knife a little bit bigger. I like that bigger knife. So when I wind up starting to get really, like I say, into EDC this year now, really started after Texas Blade Show this year, I started wanting a Chris Reeve Unumzon. So that is what I currently carry, and nothing else since I've got this knife. I got this knife in the end of May this year, 2025. And since I got this knife, there's no other knife has seen pocket time since I got this one. I wound up getting this knife I was going to try to get one at Blade Show Atlanta, and I talked to my buddy Taylor Martin with Best Damn EDC, and I was talking to him and JB about, how hard it might be to pick up a Chris Reeve Unumzon at the show, and it could be kind of tough. I don't know sure how many they'd bring and all that kind of stuff. So Taylor said, "Hey, I've got my drop point Unumzon that I've had for a while now." He said, "I would be willing to sell it to you," because he wound up at Blade Show West. He picked up a green Cerakoted handled Unumzon. And so me and Taylor come up with a deal on this one, and I was super excited. He said, he's carried it. He said it's got some snail trails on it. I said, it's no problem. Gives it character. If I get a brand new one, it's going to have snail trails on it. I like the look of that with stonewashed titanium. It's got this worn look to it I really like. But yeah, so wound up getting this from him, and I love it. It is by far my favorite folding knife that I have ever owned. And it's super smooth. I mean, it's well worn in, super smooth. It's not on it's not on bearings, it's on washers, which I really like. It's just a tough knife. And like I say, it's got the titanium scales that I really like, and handmade custom knife from Chris Reeve. I mean, they do amazing work made here in America. And it's a bigger knife, like the Spyderco Police, so it's kind of the best of both worlds there. And yeah, this is hands down my favorite. I have added to it one of the Jekyll to Hyde back spacers that you can put the lanyards on. I got this little titanium lanyard bead from Big Idea Design. I have got a Nice Guy Machine Company titanium clip that I put on it. I really like the way their clips look. Yeah, just all out. Oh, I even changed the how good it comes in frame, but the little O-rings, I changed them out to navy blue instead of black. So I kind of customized it to make it my own, once I got it. But yeah, this is hands down, knife is always with me in the pocket. Like I said, unless I'm carrying the Jack Wolf Vampire Hunter. But that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video of my evolution of my EDC. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll get back with you. And if you like what you see here on the channel, please hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see y'all on the next one. Take care, guys. So I thought I would add this in. That way, if you saw it on the thumbnail, be like, wait a minute, he didn't talk about that and all this. So anyway, I talked about all this up here. as far as my current EDC that I carry. But also I carry a hank, and I've got a couple of different ones of these. I like carrying these hanks basically to wipe the phone off, wipe my sunglasses off, my readers, whatever. These are 50 Ways hanks made in Colorado here in the U.S. But I got this one, the Zon Gang, and then the titanium one. I kind of alternate back and forth between them. Then lighter, and this is another thing that I actually normally EDC'd all the time. I just didn't have it in this case, whatever you want to call it, slip. But anyway, this is from Flytanium, and it's just a regular small, the little mini Bic lighters, and it just goes down in this sleeve. That's the word I'm looking for, sleeve. This titanium sleeve. So it's got a stonewashed titanium sleeve, which makes it really cool. And then this I showed you on the other video, my woods carry versus everyday carry. This is a little fidget toy made by Funky Forge, and it's just really cool. It's just got magnets in it, and you can just do all kinds of cool little fidgety things with it. And it always stays in the pocket. I like clicking it like that. It drives my wife nuts. But anyway, it's really cool little fidget toy to have. It stays in there too. So that is my complete everyday carry, stonewash themed, I guess you'd say, carry. All right, thanks guys for watching. See y'all on the next one.